Happy Monday, Challenge community members, and welcome to your week 2 of your 5-week challenge. This week we get to dive into message. Finally, we get to talk about message. Now, I say finally, and we are going to dig in. There's an awful lot of great content coming at you today. The prompts below, Wednesday's article and training, as well as the journal writing you're going to do on Friday, and all your check-ins that go in between that. But even in 5 days, we're only gonna scrape the surface. It's better than nothing, and I'm giving you as much as I possibly can to not overwhelm you and get the ball rolling with your message. Inside the mentorship, we get to do 2 whole months on messaging. And here's the thing, your message it's such a simple concept, and yet it seems to be a really difficult one for many of you, and myself included, for a number of years, far more years than it not being a problem. It was a problem only because I was trying to either use other people's messages, and we've all done that. I've tried to come up with fancy taglines or ways of saying things that sounded good, didn't mean anything, but it sounded good. Or I was asking my market to tell me what they wanted from me, and then using that as my message, even if I had no authentic connection or congruence with it. So I'm excited to finally dig into this topic, give you some content, some context, as well as a little bit of maybe a paradigm shift for you and how you think about your messaging. So if you're just joining us in the challenge, welcome. We have, at the time of this recording, we had 60 people join the challenge, which is overwhelming in the best way. And I'm so grateful to each of you for saying yes and opting into this. And even a free offer requires work, and 5 weeks of work is a lot of work. So I am incredibly just grateful and blown over that you're here, and the engagement and the level of stuff that is already happening is super cool, and I'm so happy that you guys are getting so much out of it already. So this week is no different, and I have a quote I want to kick things off with, so I'm going to pull it up here and read it to you. This is from my own mentor and coach. His name is Dax Moy, and his perspective on messaging was one of the things that really shifted and pivoted my own experience with it. And he said this, he said, "The world doesn't need more marketing messages, but it's desperately seeking messages that mark us as something we always hoped was true about ourselves." What I love about what he's saying is that the message isn't about advertisement or your niche or a tagline or a website or even those funky UVPs. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a unique value proposition. It has nothing to do with an elevator pitch. None of that. Your message is this deliverance of hope, this thing that you stand for, this ideal thing that you want to advocate out in the world on behalf of with other people. And when you do that, you give people back what he says is something that we hoped about ourselves. We redeem something about ourselves when we come into contact with a message or with a messaging or with someone who's delivering a message that resonates in our bones as something that feels true for us. And so this is why I love messaging as a coach, because as a coach, you are a relationship business, period. You're a relationship business. But when we blindly adopt marketing tools such as elevator pitches and UVPs and taglines that are from the advertising world, which are all about capturing people's attention, they're not about cultivating relationships. They're about getting people to buy their shit. Well, that's not what you're about. You're about getting into a relationship with someone, which requires rapport, and rapport requires trust, and trust requires time. So your message can't be this flashy thing that you throw at people and hope that it captures them. Your message is an invitation. It's like opening a door into your world where you're hanging out every day, advocating for this thing that you believe in. And when people walk into your world, they get to hang out with more people like them and more people like you, and so on and so forth. So first and foremost, the message that you're going to create through this week, and maybe, if we get to work together in the mentorship, or maybe just through other conversations you're having now with your business, that message is something that is already inside of you. It is, I guarantee, the thing that got you into coaching to begin with. Now, all of you who are coaches or who are in service, who are inside of this challenge, I know got into coaching for probably this sentence I'm about to share with you. And the sentence goes like this: I just want to help people. Something of that variety. I guarantee there was a time or a juncture or a crossroads in your life where you said, I just want to help people. Now, you probably didn't wake up one day when you were 12 like me and say, I want to be a coach. I didn't do that. I woke up at 12 and said, I really like people and I think I'd like to help them. And that was it. It was really that simple. And coaching wasn't even a career back then, so let alone on my radar. And I'm sure for each of you, you wanted to help people and then you stumbled on this thing called coaching and went, oh, helping, coaching. Great, I'll do that. But then we get lost in the world of coach marketing and coach advertising and coach media and whatever else is out there. And we forget about the thing that we're supposed to channel through our coaching. So the second piece about what a message is not, so the first thing, it's not advertising. The second thing, it's not coaching. Your message is not coaching. Okay, your coaching is just a vehicle to carry your message. It's that simple. Your coaching is a vehicle that transports your message all over the planet. So what are you going to put inside that vehicle? And I think of this messaging piece as less about conjuring up something that sounds good and more about getting into contact with the part of you that has been advocating for yourself as a helper since you decided to be a helper. Maybe you were 3, maybe you were 5, maybe you were 41. I don't know when the call came, when the light turned on and you decided, I want to dedicate my time and energy advocating for the benefit of other people. I want to use my time and energy, my resources, my wisdom to help end unnecessary suffering, or to help people thrive, or to help people be healthy, or whatever else it is that you are hoping to utilize your work as a coach in advocacy for. That thing, that's your message. And it's already in you. You've been living it your whole life. I guarantee you it is the thing that you're doing when you're most yourself, and it's the thing that you are avoiding when you feel totally off your path or off your purpose. It is the thing you're doing when you feel connected, and it's the thing you're avoiding when you feel disconnected. It's probably the thing that has brought the most nurturing moments and experiences into your life, and it's probably also the thing that sometimes you fear. It's the thing that often feels too big or too much or too hard or too scary. And yet when you lean into it and trust it, you find this sense of internal freedom. That's your message. And you'll know when you hit on your message because it doesn't expire, because it wasn't created by this part of your business, this mental, cognitive, overthinking part of your business. It is only realized through you. It is not created or thought of by you. It is something that your life is actively realizing. Think of your message as like your soul contract. It's your dharma. If you had to coin your dharma, what would it be? Well, we can get to all the fancy language later. Don't start with that. It's irrelevant. What is the story that your life is trying to tell through you? That is your message. So there's your message from me for Monday as we kick off this second week. There is content below. There are questions. Don't forget your check-ins. Don't forget to book one of those 90-minute mentoring spots that are only for challenge members. Side note, you guys, there are 60 of you in here. Whew, so phenomenal, but I don't have 60 spots in my calendar. Just isn't going to happen. So they are first come, first serve. If they aren't already full, there is a wait list. I hope you get in there. I hope to talk to you. I hope to help you integrate your message, your magic, and eventually also your mastery and your money and your market. All right, have an incredible week. I'll see you in the community. Tag me if you have questions. Take care.